Welcome to the Complete Story series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. We take stories from comic books, movies, and video games, explain what happened in them, allowing you to understand through an audiobook presentation what is going on. Now, recently, Young Justice came out with Season 3, The Outsiders, and to tie it in, Brian Michael Bendis has brought back the Young Justice. Now, the first story arc is going to be quite a few issues, but I thought it'd be fun to bring you the first issue, telling you how the team came back together. How are Tim Drake, Superboy, and Bart all working together again? Well, stick around and find out. I'm going to enjoy some cereal. Along the desolate lands of Gemworld, a man travels into a temple stating that after all these years of study, he has figured out what happened to those people. Earth, the place where he came from, their world is connected to it. Earth has seen 7 crises. It's when an unnatural event changes the Earth against its natural evolution. 7 times this has happened, and every time there is a crisis, everything connected to Earth is affected. They have unknowingly been punished alongside Earth. Please, Lord Opal of the once flourishing Gemworld courts, hear me. Lord Opal slowly leans from his throne, and he says, Earth. Meanwhile, in the busy streets of Metropolis, a young girl grumbles to herself as she hears the sound of a police car behind her, telling her to pull over. The truck screeches up onto the sidewalk, and the officer asks if she has any idea why he pulled her over. She asks, to say hi? And the officer tells her, because you have a busted taillight and there's a gun hanging out of the back window. She says, yep, my daddy gave it to me. And the officer says, if you would please step out of the vehicle. She gets out lifting her hat stating, this is my first time in the big city. It did not disappoint. Name's Ginny Hex. The officer stares for a moment stating, right. What's in the back of the truck? Ginny looks at the tarp-covered bed stating, actually, I'm not quite sure. I came here looking for Superman to see if I can get some help with that. But before the officer could ask any further, the people on the street begin to scream, asking, what is that? Those not paying attention before begin to look into the sky and they see it distort and twist, and then there's suddenly a loud crack-oom as a giant crystal spike shoots out from the ground. As a flash of light and from that distortion, a group of magical beings appear shouting, the 12 kingdoms of Gemworld would like to have a word with your champion. The officer yells for everyone to get back and he fires his gun, but he's quickly encased in crystal, freezing him. As more people are covered in crystal, Ginny grabs her gun from the truck and begins to shoot. She goes to pull the trigger again, but then she sees a boot kick the helmet of one of the beings. She sighs, stating that she is having a weird day. Just then, Robin jumps down asking if everyone's okay. And Jenny shouts, you're Robin! And he says, yeah, well, one of them at least. Across town, a red flash begins to dart from the park, shouting, call somebody, anybody, Superman, the Justice League, call Harry Potter! Somebody asks, who's that? And the young boy says, I'm Impulse. And then the person says, who? Impulse tells them, I'm Kid Flash. And the person says, just use that next time. As the crystal starts to creep towards the park, Impulse runs around trying to help everyone avoid getting trapped, including a very old woman who has no idea what's even going on. He leaps through the air, catching small animals thrown into it, and then he sees Ginny and Robin fighting and he yells, whoa, Superman's gonna be bummed he missed all of this! But just as the beings begin to surround Ginny and Robin, Wonder Girl watches from an alley, and that's when she sees that she has no choice. She holds up the bracelets. She begins to fly into the air with Robin shouting, uh-oh. And the being holding him asks what? And he tells him, well, you asked for it now, Wonder Girl's back. She shoots down, knocking the being into the ground, asking, what is going on here and where is Superman? But before she can get an answer, she's blown out of the sky by another being, launching her across the city. She begins to tumble to the ground when she suddenly is caught by a large green catcher's mitt. She looks up asking, Green Lantern? And the voice tells her, actually, it's Teen Lantern. I'm kind of new. This kind of nuts, huh? Hi. Ginny rips the tarp off the back of the truck with Impulse shouting, uh-oh, it's happening. Robin asks, what is happening? And Impulse keeps shouting, it's totally happening. Ginny pulls out a small blaster from the chest in her truck, and Robin says, we've been over this before. Impulse tells him, yeah, I'm impulsive. It's kind of my thing. Teen Lantern then says that, this is your first time doing this? What is everyone talking about? Wonder Girl yells, I'm with the clearly artificially modulated voice Green Lantern person. What's happening? Ginny fires the blaster, shouting, obviously, we're being invaded. And Impulse says, yeah, all right, Young Justice is back! Young Justice assemble! Young Justice united! Robin sighs, sorry, my friend here gets a little excited. And just as the beings begin to retreat, a portal is opened up and everyone is sucked inside. As everyone is thrown around, Robin begins to open up his eyes and he finds himself alone in a dark room. He slowly gets up asking, can I help you? And the woman holds up a sword to his throat, stating, that's one question. I have a few more, like, what are you doing in the House of Amethyst? Meanwhile, Impulse falls out into a dead patch of vines, quickly jumping to his feet, swatting off the highly aggressive air, when he suddenly hears somebody calling out. He stops, looking towards the voice asking, "Is that you?" Superboy asks, "What are you doing here?" And Impulse yells, "Hey, that's a very good question, and I promise to answer it as soon as I know how." Superboy then asks, "How? What?" And Impulse tells him, "How you grew a beard." I hope you guys enjoyed the Young Justice renewal. Now, in my opinion, I actually thought Brian Michael Bendis did a good job with bringing the team back together and kind of explaining where everyone's been. It actually, worked within continuity and stuff like that. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, Funko came out with a bunch of cereal boxes, and they did not send this to me. I bought it myself, and we're gonna try it right here at the end of the Young Justice video. So, Dan, come here, you're stuck with these with me.
Oh, man.
Figure we only need one over there for set purposes at this point. Okay, so, it's blue.
Back here. Alright.
Oh, it's really good. Legit, it's like blueberry. Blueberry Fruit Loops.
They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be.
No, these are really good.
It's like cotton candy a little bit.
I'm going with Fruit Loop Blueberry.
I feel like this is very sugary for breakfast, though.
Hold on, there's a Wonder Woman at the bottom. Is it in? Oh, it's there. Houston, come here.
This is little cereal Wonder Woman.
When does this become an unboxing?
I don't know. An unboxing and eating.
If you're still watching, you guys rock. What'd you think?
I could eat those in the morning.
Yeah. We'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.